Mondays are for motivation. So I want you to join me on this nature walk. You see I'm out here in the woods enjoying myself, you know, just finding some alone time. Anyway, join me on this nature walk because I want to talk about overcoming obstacles. Now, if you watched the video I made last week with the title called Don't Let Life Break You, this video is kind of like a follow-up to it. And in this video specifically, I want to talk about overcoming obstacles. So in the last video, I was talking about the absurdities of life and how life just seems like it's constantly rife with challenges, you know. And I think particularly for us men, especially men that are, you know, coming of age and things of that nature, it's really important that we learn not only how to mitigate our own emotions when it comes to challenges, but also coming up with strategies to overcome said challenges or obstacles, right? Now, I read a book called The Obstacle is the Way. Essentially, the book primarily talks about how to, you guessed it, turn the obstacle into your path. And I like what he says in the book. There's a lot of important parts in the book that he mentions. But more importantly, when we talk about overcoming objectives, overcoming objections or challenges, sorry, that was my sales brain kicking in. I think it's really important that we learn, I think, what is the most fundamental thing about overcoming challenge. That is, not every challenge is meant to be overcome. And allow me to break that down in a sense that might be a little more palatable or might make a little more sense, but I really don't feel like explaining this while being slightly out of breath. So let's go ahead and make it uphill and then we'll talk about this in a bit. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about overcoming obstacles. And the way I want to present overcoming obstacles might be in a different fashion or whatever the case may be. But the way I want to present it comes in two phases. Overcoming obstacles from a perspective that it's an external circumstance, we can deal with this in one of two ways. A, pretend that it doesn't exist. Listen, I know that sounds crazy, but I can't tell you how many times I legit have just forgotten about some issues that I've had. And in some way or another, they've managed to dissipate on their own. And that's simply because they're external circumstances or they're someone else's problems. A couple nights ago, I was talking to my parents, and, you know, my mom was talking about finances and things of that nature. And, you know, just talking about life, right? Just talking about life, talking about my brothers, things of that nature. And when I was on my way back to my apartment, I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, you know, growing up, a lot of the times I thought some of the issues that my family had were mine. But the reality is we take on external circumstances and make them our own burdens. And the next thing you know, we're living a life that we never intended to live simply because that wasn't really us. The issues that my brothers have had, the issues that my parents have had, those are their issues and have no impact on my life and my actions themselves. So some of these things that we carry on or hold on to rather, we have to learn to let them go, especially as men, because as men, we're so focused on trying to solve things and try to be that person who could, you know, put the pieces of the puzzle together. I'm saying that. Live your own life on your terms. It reminds me of this this Instagram video that I seen the other day. There was this young woman, thankfully nothing serious happened to her, but there was this young woman that was robbed at gunpoint, you know, for her phone, and she ended up getting into a tussle with, you know, with the robber. Now listen, however you feel about people is how you feel about people. My personal opinion, because I'll tell you what else happened after that, my personal opinion is no one is entitled to being saved, as crass as that sounds. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because in that video, there was a gentleman who was sitting on the grass watching this unfold. Now, there's a myriad of reasons as to why he could have been watching this. As far as we know, you know, a lot of people bring their cameras out in public, like what I'm doing right now. So granted, who knows, this could have been like a TikTok skit or like something for the internet, whatever the case may be. So his curiosity piqued him, at least to that extent. However, where things went wrong is that within the Instagram comments themselves, people are calling him a coward. They're calling him, you know, all sorts of names simply because he decided to not be a fucking crash test dummy for this woman who thought her life was less valuable than a phone. Which, in my personal opinion, if someone had me at gunpoint and was like, give me your phone, you can have the phone, fam. I'm gonna go to T-Mobile and just get a brand new one. Like, I don't understand, unless there was like some crazy next level ish on that phone, then I could understand why you wouldn't want to give it up. But it's just a piece of technology. You could easily replace that. Obviously, your life is not as replaceable. But here's my thing. You know, in the comments, there are a lot of women, and you know, you got like those white knight men who just say shit just to, you know, try to get on woman's good side. Guys, can I just give y'all a PSA real quick? It doesn't matter how much of a white knight you think you are or you think you'll be. She's not gonna fuck you, bro. She's not gonna fuck you. Please, just give it a rest. She's not gonna fuck you. But within the comments, there were a bunch of people calling him a coward and calling him all sorts of names simply because he didn't defend this woman he doesn't even know. So out of my own curiosity, I had to ask. I was like, wait, so you wanted him to die for someone he doesn't know? And there's plenty of women that were on the channel, not the channel, on the page commenting, oh, I hate these new, oh, these new men are intolerable. Listen, ladies, I gotta be completely honest, you're not worth for. Like at a time when motherfuckers didn't know any better, yeah, maybe. But thankfully with the advent of technology, we're kind of caught up on. And not only is a random woman not worth dying over, a random woman with whom I have no relation to in any capacity is certainly not worth dying over. Now, if you're one of these men who are married, which that's another conversation for another day. I think it's a dumb idea. Getting married is inherently pointless in today's society. But if you decide to go ahead and get married, then your loyalty and your, I guess, fidelity, right, is to your family. So in other words, you'd probably be more likely to die for your wife and kids than for some random fucking stranger in the supermarket. It's funny because some lady, she like came at me. She like started talking out of her neck and started talking reckless. And my thing is, the entitlement is fucking bewildering. Like, look, well, hold on a second. So women can be as misandrous as they want, talk crazy amounts about men, and then at the end of the day, you're still expecting a strange man to come save you? Knowing, which is also crazy in itself, knowing the fact that these women would be more likely to pick a bear over a man? Ladies, I fuck with y'all, but y'all are tripping. Y'all are tripping. But this isn't about the women. This is in fact about a man's ability to be free, and to be free in this world and free from other people's not only expectations but also limitations too. And I think that's the next part I wanted to cover when it comes to overcoming obstacles. Overcoming it is a matter of identifying if this is something that truly is an issue for you, or if it's just something that, you know, is an external circumstance that is kind of harboring your personal space. That's the first one. But the second thing is, if it is something you can control, then developing an action plan on how to take care of that situation is definitely going to be paramount. And you absolutely need to be able to do that, especially as men, because again, the reality is no one's coming to save us. If anything, people expect us to sacrifice our lives for them. I'm convinced that society wants nothing but crash test dummies. I don't know why the word escaped me for a second, but I'm convinced the world wants men to just become crash test dummies. Just go out there and do the bidding for the greater good, or the patriarchy. I don't know. You get so confused with these terms at some point. You know, people just start throwing all these fucking words around, and it gets very annoying. But what I'm trying to get at here, at least in this second part, is no one's coming to save you, right? Steph is cold. Shout out Steph. Side note, kind of random that he's on a watch list, him and MTR. Like, with all the shit happening in this country, you think the feds would be putting their dollars into better use, but comme ci, comme ça, mon frère. Steph made a very important video, and I love Steph's videos, man. Steph, if you're watching this, bro, you're younger than me, and you inspire the out of me, bro. And I just want to say I appreciate the videos that you make. But he made a really good video the other day. And granted, somebody could say like, oh, you know, self-improvement is redundant. You say the same things over and over again. Well, if practice makes perfect, then having the repetition as to the foundations that will give you the success is important. That's fire, take that. But anyway, Steph made a video called No One's Coming to Save You, or like no one's gonna do the work for you. And he's right, you have to do the work, you know? And if this situation is something that you can take charge of, and you could change your life and put in the action necessary for that to happen, then by all means, my friend, you have to do it. Because only women and children can get away with ruminating on issues, dilly-dallying on issues, things of that nature. Only women and children can do that. For men, it's a lot harder. And it's not that it's impossible, but considering you have been given the essence of the creator in regards to being able to create not only your own life, but create and sustain other people's lives, it's really on you to be able to unlock that part of you that is able to overcome these challenges. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you find value in these videos, just do me a favor, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Let's genuinely grow this community and focus on becoming the best version of ourselves. Because let me tell you something, when you get an army of men who are disciplined, capable, strong, willing, smart, wise, there's nothing we can't do. And this isn't me trying to insinuate anything, FBI. I know your ass might be watching. I'm not trying to insinuate anything, but I'm just saying as men, we're so capable of becoming such a pillar in our communities that it's only right that we do so. If not, it doesn't make any sense. It's like a waste of a gift. You may not think your life is a gift, but it 100% is. But anyway, that's all I got for today, guys. You let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Once again, we're on our way to 10K. Like, share, and subscribe. Self-improvement course is coming later in the summer/early fall. Fitness, yo back is big. If you need to lose some weight, go to www.fitarfitness.com. Check out the application, check out some of the offers that we have on the website. If you need further assistance like self-development, things of that nature, you could find me on Fiverr. Got a bunch of services. I'm getting tongue-tied, sorry. There's a there's a fine woman in a sundress that has just walked by and it caught my attention. But anyway, a bunch of products and links down there below for you to check out. And let me know, what are some goals you're trying to tackle this year, and how far along are you? But anyway, that's been my rambling. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy the rest of my walk. Go ahead and check out another one of these videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.